Whole grain labels are everywhere, from breads to cereals, promising health and better digestion. But not every product that says whole grain is actually good for your heart, weight, or blood sugar. Marketers use this buzzword to trick older adults into trusting foods that are far from healthy. People over 50 are especially targeted because they seek fiber-rich diets and heart-friendly nutrition. What they get instead is often a mix of refined flour, sugar, dyes, and a tiny touch of real grain. Just one glance at packaging is not enough. You must read ingredients and analyze the truth inside. The wrong grain can raise your sugar, spike blood pressure, and trigger cravings in fat storage. So today, we expose 8 whole grain foods that are hiding behind a deceptive marketing mask. Do not let flashy claims and golden colors fool you. Your wellness depends on truth, not tricks. Let us walk through the traps, the facts, and the smarter choices every person over 50 should make. 1. Whole grain crackers with enriched flour. These crackers scream whole grain, but start with enriched flour. Not 100% whole grain is claimed. If enriched wheat is the first ingredient, the fiber is low, and the carbs act like sugar in your body. They raise your blood sugar quickly, trigger hunger later, and deliver almost no nutritional value. Crackers marketed to seniors often include sodium, hydrogenated oils, and artificial preservatives. They seem light and snack-friendly, but they are processed just like white bread in a different shape. Whole grain should be the first word in the ingredients, not a supporting role behind refined flour. The golden box and crunchy texture do not make it heart-friendly or diabetes safe at all. Avoid those with less than 3 grams of fiber per serving. They are not doing your gut any favors. Always check for added sugars in words like corn syrup solids or dextrose in the list. Real whole grain crackers should have few ingredients: grain, seeds, salt, and oil, nothing else. 2. Sugary whole grain breakfast cereals. Many cereals claim to be whole grain, while packing over 10 grams of added sugar per small serving. For seniors, that sugar spike first thing in the morning sets off insulin swings and energy crashes. Brands targeting adults often blend oats or wheat flakes with corn syrup and chemical additives. Even flakes with fiber added can have more sugar than a chocolate bar, hiding behind health branding. The grains are often heavily processed, stripped of bran and germ, leaving mostly starchy carbs. These cereals trick you into thinking you are doing right, but they act like candy in your system. Senior digestion is slower and more sensitive to blood sugar changes, especially after fasting overnight. Watch out for names like honey, clusters, crunch, or frosted. They usually mean extra sweeteners. The best cereals have no more than 5 ingredients and at least 5 grams of fiber per serving. Plain oats, bran flakes, or unsweetened muesli are safer bets for real whole grain goodness. 3. Whole grain muffins at cafes and stores. Those giant muffins at bakeries may look rustic and healthy, but are often packed with refined flour. Even if they include some oats or wheat bran, the base is usually white flour and lots of sugar. For older adults, these muffins are blood sugar bombs disguised as breakfast or afternoon snacks. They may have seeds or nuts sprinkled on top, but that does not make the inside any more nutritious. Most contain more than 300 calories and 30 grams of sugar, more than some desserts and ice creams. They often include margarine, vegetable oils, and preservatives that trigger inflammation in seniors. The label whole grain can mean just a small percentage of the total grain content used. Look for muffins made with 100% whole wheat flour and no more than 10 grams of sugar. Avoid oversized portions. Just because it fits in your hand does not mean it fits your health goals. Try baking your own muffins at home using oat flour, mashed banana, and cinnamon for clean flavor. 4. Whole grain bread with refined additives. Not all brown bread is whole grain. Color can come from molasses, not actual fiber-rich ingredients. If the first ingredient is enriched flour, it is not whole grain no matter what the label tries to claim. Seniors need real fiber to aid digestion, balance blood sugar, and reduce cholesterol over time. But these breads often spike insulin and deliver little fiber, less than 2 grams per slice. Added sugars, dough conditioners, and shelf stabilizers replace real nourishment in these loaves. Some even contain high fructose corn syrup or hydrogenated oils, clear red flags for heart health. Do not trust the front of the bag, flip it over, and check the first 3 ingredients carefully. Whole wheat flour should be listed before anything else, and fiber should be at least 3 grams per slice. If you see caramel color, wheat flour, or enriched wheat flour, it is not true whole grain bread. Dense bread with seeds and a shorter ingredient list is usually more honest and heart healthy. 5. Whole grain granola bars loaded with sugar. Granola bars are sold as health snacks, but most are sugar bombs with just a sprinkle of whole grain oats. These bars can contain up to 20 grams of sugar, mostly from corn syrup, cane syrup, and sweet chocolate. Seniors often use these as convenient energy snacks, unaware of their harmful blood sugar effects. While oats may be present, they are often coated in syrup, baked with oil, and mixed with candy pieces. Many bars are closer to candy than to any serious whole grain snack, especially for aging bodies. High sugar plus low fiber leads to insulin spikes and eventual crashes, promoting fatigue and hunger. Look for bars with 5 grams or more fiber, under 6 grams of sugar, and short ingredient lists. Avoid any bar with ingredients like invert sugar, brown rice syrup, or fruit concentrate. The smaller and plainer the bar looks, the more likely it is to deliver on health rather than marketing. Try making your own bars at home using plain oats, seeds, cinnamon, and a mashed banana for sweetness. A real snack bar should steady your energy, not send you into a sugar-fueled craving cycle. For seniors, blood sugar balance is critical in fake, whole grain snack sabotage that silently. 6. Whole grain pasta with refined blends. Some pastas labeled whole grain actually mixed refined flour with just a portion of whole wheat. These blends trick the shopper into thinking they are eating heart-healthy, high-fiber noodles. For seniors managing digestion or blood sugar, that assumption can lead to real health setbacks. Unless the package clearly says 100% whole wheat, you are likely eating refined starch. These noodles digest quickly, raise blood sugar, and offer little resistance to hunger later. Many brands also include thickeners, colorants, and stabilizers that disrupt gut health. The texture may be softer, but the health cost is higher, especially after age 50. True whole grain pasta is denser, chewier, and more filling with 5 or more grams of fiber per serving. Avoid pasta labeled whole grain blend, multigrain, or made with whole wheat. Instead, try 100% whole wheat pasta, chickpea pasta, or lentil-based options for fiber. These alternatives support digestion, reduce cholesterol, and satisfy longer without spiking sugar. A healthy plate starts with honest ingredients, not clever combinations of white and brown flours. 7. Whole grain cookies and snack cakes. Cookies marked whole grain are often just processed sweets with a dash of oat flour added in. They are usually filled with sugar, oils, and flour blends, barely touching real whole grain content. For older adults trying to eat better, this claim feels reassuring, but it is dangerously misleading. These snacks often pack more sugar and fat than regular cookies, but look healthier on the shelf. You might think they are better choices, but they are sweetened, shelf-stable treats in disguise. The grain portion is so small, it provides minimal fiber and no lasting benefit for digestion. These products hijack the trust that seniors place in nutrition claims and color cues. Fiber content under 2 grams per serving is a warning sign that it is not truly whole grain. Check for ingredients like palm oil, cane sugar, and enriched flour before trusting the package. Cookies are desserts, not nutrition. They should be rare, not routine, even if grain appears. If you need a sweet, make oatmeal cookies at home with no refined flour or sugar. A healthy lifestyle after 50 does not include daily snack cakes pretending to be good for your heart. 8. Whole grain frozen waffles and pancakes. Frozen waffles and pancakes often say whole grain, but are made with refined flour and added sugar. They contain very little fiber and often include high fructose corn syrup and artificial flavors. These breakfast items are marketed as quick and healthy, but for seniors, They are blood sugar traps. After age 50, morning blood sugar control is vital, and these spiked products make it worse. Even protein waffles with grains often sneak in extra sweeteners and preservatives. The heating process may kill nutrients, but not the glucose surge waiting to hit your bloodstream. Do not trust frozen items unless the first ingredient is 100% whole grain flour. You should also avoid waffles with more than 5 grams of sugar or fewer than 3 grams of fiber. Skip any brand that includes soybean oil, colorings, or unpronounceable preservatives. Make your own waffles at home using oat flour, ground flax, and banana for natural sweetness. Your breakfast should be fuel for movement and energy, not a spike followed by a crash. Senior metabolism is slower, so every bite should count toward nutrition, not convenience. The phrase whole grain has been hijacked by marketers who prey on health-conscious older adults. Just because something says whole does not mean it is healthy or even whole at all. For people over 50, these misleading labels can cause silent damage to your blood sugar, heart, and gut. You are trying to do the right thing, but food corporations are using that effort to sell false hope. Always flip the package over and read the ingredient list, not just the fancy words on the front. The first ingredient must be 100% whole grain with high fiber and low sugar. Stay away from blends, enriched flour, and any product with under 3 grams of fiber per serving. Real food supports long life. Fake food supports corporate profit at your health's expense. After 50, you cannot afford to be fooled by colorful labels and vague nutrition promises. Eat smart, stay alert, and choose simple ingredients you can pronounce and trust. Thank you for watching. If this helped you, please hit like, share with others, and subscribe now. Comment below and tell us which foods fooled you before you might help someone else. Your health is your wealth, protected with wisdom, not just what sounds good on the shelf. Say no to fake grain and yes to truth. Your body will thank you with strength and clarity. Stay strong, stay smart, and stay tuned for more food truth, because you deserve the real thing.